Hi everyone, I have a really fun card for you today. When I was looking at how to make one of these cards, I could only find the imperial measurements. So the card's called Pop-Up Twist Card, and I decided that I would design one using metric measurements. So if you would like the measurements in centimetres, you can look on my blog where I'll have all the details. The basic mechanism though is what I wanted to share with you today and how to put that together. It's called, as I said, it's called the Pop-Up Twist Card, and this is how it works. It pops up and twists around and closes back down like that. So it's a bit of an interactive card, and you can put it back in an envelope, and send it in the mail, and it's really fun for the recipient to open it. You could also decorate this however you like. You could do a Christmas theme, a birthday theme. This one's been decorated with the gorgeous Blooms and Wishes stamp set, and I have cased my stamping from a UK demonstrator called Teri Pocock. I loved the colours that she used, and I loved the stamp set. So to decorate the 4 panels and the panels inside as well as the front, you can use anything. The basic mechanism is made from an A4 sheet of cardstock, and what I've done is I've cut off this very vanilla A4 sheet 1 centimetre off that side and 1 centimetre off this side. So you've made it a little bit smaller, and then you're going to score some lines using your scoring tool, the Simply Scored. I've also got the metric plate on there because I'm using it the centimetre measurements. So putting the shorter side up the top first. Sorry, I forgot. First of all, we need to score across this way and across the other way. So we need to find the centre point of our card before we start. The easiest way to do that is just to fold it using the bone folder like that. So that's that way, and then this way. So that center point that we're creating is actually going to help us line everything up that we're working with. So there it is there. Okay, so once you've done those 2 score lines and you've burnished them, you're going to put the shorter side up to the ruler of your metric plate, and you're going to score 5 centimetres in from each of the long sides. So that's the first line. Flip it 180 degrees and do the same from the other edge. So find the 5 centimetre point and score along there. Beautiful. So you'll have 4 oblong shapes, top and bottom. Then you're going to swing it 90 degrees, and you're going to come in from each side and score at 10 centimetres. So flip it 180 and score again at 10. So you'll end up with something that looks like this when you're done. Okay, so you'll notice that when you finish your scoring, you'll end up with 4 rectangles, one in each corner. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. And what you'll need to do is cut those rectangles out. So you'll need to use your paper snips and just cut along the score lines, no further, just making a bit more of a cross shape with it. So once they're discarded though, you'll actually have those to use for your stamping. So if you would like to do some extra embellishments on your card, let me just bring mine back in again. I've just used it to stamp on some flowers and cut them out. So they're handy if you want to use them for embellishments, whatever colour you're stamping with. You'll need to also cut a little bit out, shave a little bit off these sections here. So I've already done it on this side. How you do that is you come out about 1/2 centimetre and you cut right into that corner, no further, but you just want to shave off a little triangle in each section, and that's actually going to make it easier to fold the card together once you're done. Yeah, so you're about 1/2 centimetre from each of the corners. Like that. All right, so you want to put it that way so that you've got the long piece going that way and the shorter section going across ways. You'll need to put 2 more fold lines in now before we put this together. And how you do that, the simplest and easiest way is to grab one of these little flaps and bring it over the top so that the score lines are matching up. So what you want is the score line, for the score line to run straight through. So just make sure that line there straight, going from the top right down to the bottom, and that should actually meet up with that middle point, that center point that you created with your first two folds. So that's your first one. Second one, bring it across to do the other score line. You'll see that there's two little gaps either side too, so that's how you know you've got it pretty much centered. As long as this is straight down the middle as well, you'll know that you'll meet up with that central point. When you open it out, you'll discover that you've got 4 tiny little triangles, 1, 2, 3 and 4. And that's how you know you've done it correctly. The mechanism itself is really easy, so just make sure all of your score lines are nice and burnished. So I'm just going to run that over a little bit more, and this one here and here. And you're going to bring these two up to meet. So this is like a mountain fold, if you have a look on the side there. And if you bring the two sides of the mountain, push the center down again, bring the two sides of the mountain, squishing that upwards together like that, you'll find that the whole piece folds nice and flat. And you might want to get your bone folder again, and just to make those folds nice and firm. So that's going to help it sit really flat inside our card. So opening it out again, and we'll close it up again, and I'll show you how to put it inside your card. So what we're going to need to do is stick that so that the mechanism is hidden inside the card, which is half an A4. So we've actually cut this part, remember we cut this slightly smaller than half an A4 size, so it really does fit very snugly inside there when the card's closed. And this is how you pop it in. You'll need to grab your piece of cardstock and pop the piece in so that the very point is right up against that fold line. You'll notice that there is a little bit of leeway around the edges, and I just use my glue, which is the Tombow multi-purpose glue. This is fabulous because you've got a little bit of wriggle room if you don't get it in the right spot. Just give it a bit of a shake so it comes out. There we go. Sometimes the little bits of glue get stuck in the top there. Okay, you want to just put it all the way around the edges and just a little squiggle in the middle, and fold that down. Once it's in the right spot, you're going to fold that down and then hold it. So this is the easiest way to put your card together. You want to hold that for a couple of minutes and then flip it the other way. If you can put this aside to dry, that's a really great idea too. So just flip it the other way and do the same on the other side and close that down. So once it's dry, you will end up with something that looks like this. So I brought this in earlier, and that's what will happen when you open it. So here's where we're going to stick another panel. This panel is actually cut already, and I will have all the measurements on my blog, as I said, but it's actually 8.5 centimetres by 28 centimetres. Now you're going to add some score lines to this piece as well, the piece that goes in the middle. Because it's 28 centimetres, we're going to score every 7 centimetres along. So you're going to score at 7, 14 and 21. Oops. And that means that you've got 4 equal panels of 7 centimetres in length. The easiest way for me to remember how to do this is to make a W. So you're going to fold the middle and then fold the two sides up like this, and use your bone folder to create a nice firm fold. And your W shape is there. You can see the W, and that is what is going to go in the middle of your card like this, okay? So that's how it will be once we've stuck everything down. The trick is though to put the adhesive in the correct spot. So I'm going to show you how to do that. The reason we made these two original lines is so that it will help us line everything up, and it helps us in particular line this part up because we've got a middle fold line here. So as long as that one's going all the way through the center and it's pretty much centered vertically as well, or horizontally, so you've got the same amount of cardstock showing there and there, you know it's in the right spot. And you just hold it there, and you're going to put adhesive on this top section here. So there is actually a fold line there too. You don't want to put adhesive below that, just above that, okay? So let me show you. All right, so that's your first lot of adhesive, and this bit then just closes straight over the top there, and you're going to hold that for half a minute or so. Coming over here though, you've got the same fold line, and you've got two sections. This time though, you're going to put the adhesive on the diagonally opposite. So we went on the top right, we're going to go down the bottom on the left, and that's where you're going to put your glue. So don't go further than that fold line. And this is actually what creates the twist in the mechanism. So we're putting the glue diagonally opposite each other. So holding that down, and once that's dry, you will end up with your mechanism opening out. To fold it back in, just really gently, really gently kind of give it a little squeeze where those two valley folds are, and it'll start to twist pretty much straight away and close the card like that. So that is how it works. It's pretty easy. Once you've done it a couple of times, once the card has sort of created its own memory, you'll find it a little bit easier to open and close. I have decorated mine, as I said, using the Blooms and Wishes set. So you'll need a front panel, and you also will probably need two panels, top and bottom here, just to cover those score lines over to make it a little bit neater. So if you want to do some stamping on the inside, it neatens it up a little bit. All the measurements for these panels will be on my blog post. I wanted to show you a card made by one of my customers, Karen. She gave me this card, and it's a Christmas card using the gorgeous Star of Light bundle, which is still available today if you'd like to get it as a bundle. And she's used some of the gorgeous stamps out of that just to decorate her front panel, and this is the inside of her card. Isn't that gorgeous? It's got a real vintagey feel with that, very vanilla, and Karen's just written down the bottom there. So I love the way she's used the red and the green, and again you could use any stamp set that you like and any theme that you want to go with. Don't forget, tomorrow our occasions catalogue and our celebration catalogues are open for business, and you can view the entire catalogue in my online store. You can also go to my blog where there'll be the PDF versions of each of them, and you'll get to see inside of them from tomorrow. So feel free to jump on again and have a look at that. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll be back with more later on. Bye.